He lost $50 million. No, that's not even close to what happened to this dude. And until you understand what happened to the dude, you don't understand what happened. Like, no, not they offered him $50 million and he turned it down. Who gonna turn down $50 million?
It's the kind of scandal you can't look away from. Katt Williams just dropped a bombshell. He's not mincing words. According to him, Diddy's sons had a scheme to go after Terrence Howard for exposing their father's dirty laundry in public. Terrence set the internet ablaze when he came forward with claims about Diddy, accusing him of some shocking, behind-the-scenes behavior with men in the industry. He even alleged that Diddy had made an advance on him. As Diddy's court date looms large, this is the last thing he needs, dragging him further into the mud. And his sons, Justin and Christian, know it all too well. According to Katt, when Terrence began airing their dad's secrets, Diddy's sons weren't about to stand by quietly. Word on the street was they wanted to silence him. And let's just say the streets have been buzzing for a while now with murmurs that Justin and Christian aren't as squeaky clean as they appear. This latest allegation has people wondering, just how deep does the drama go? Katt Williams isn't exactly known for biting his tongue, and he's certainly not starting now. He's putting it all out there, claims that hit like a thunderbolt. Nobody's exactly floored that Katt is siding with Terrence in this saga. After all, Katt's been vocal about his disdain for Diddy's circle for years. Who can forget that infamous nightclub showdown or the explosive 2024 Shay Shay interview that sent shockwaves through Hollywood? During that interview, Katt even alleged that Diddy once offered him $50 million for a single night. Just let that sink in for a moment. So when Katt speaks, people pay attention. And what he's saying now is a doozy. Justin and Christian Combs were reportedly fuming about Terrence Howard spilling the tea on their father and adding more fuel to the fire surrounding Diddy's increasingly scandalous reputation. Katt claims the Combs brothers were planning to give Terrence a lesson he wouldn't forget, all in an effort to keep him silent. If true, this behavior isn't entirely surprising to those who have watched Diddy's career over the years. Rumors have long swirled that he prefers settling disputes with his fists rather than words, and now it seems like his sons might be following in his footsteps. And let's not forget, the backdrop to all of this is a string of lawsuits, including the explosive Cassie case, painting a picture of a legacy mired in controversy. What set Christian and Justin off so much? It all went down when Terrence opened up on a podcast about his own tense run-in with Diddy, and let's just say it was anything but flattering. Terrence didn't hold back, doubling down on the long-whispered rumors about Diddy's questionable tactics. According to Terrence, Diddy reached out under the guise of needing acting lessons. But when Terrence showed up, the vibe shifted dramatically. Diddy allegedly made a sly move, and Terrence was quick to shut it down. These accusations only add to the growing perception that Diddy's behavior behind the scenes is downright unpredictable and possibly dangerous. And here's the kicker. This wasn't even the first time Terrence spoke up about it. He previously suggested that refusing to participate in the shady underbelly of the entertainment industry cost him dearly. By choosing to stand his ground and call out what he saw as unacceptable behavior, Terrence believes he was effectively blackballed from Hollywood. And now, with Katt Williams firmly in his corner, the story is heating up even more. You see, Katt isn't just supporting Terrence for the drama of it. Their bond dates back to when Katt himself faced a media firestorm. Remember that explosive Shay Shay interview? In it, Katt accused the entertainment industry of systematically stripping away the masculinity of black men, a charge he alluded to Diddy being heavily involved in. When Katt made those bold statements, Terrence didn't hesitate to jump in and back him up. Terrence shared a striking personal mantra, passed down from his father: never take the vertebrae out of your back or the bass out of your throat. Terrence went on to explain that this principle defined his character and his approach to life. "I ain't raising sheep," he said. "I raise men. Stay a man." That line hit hard for many listeners. To Terrence, it's about remaining true to oneself, resisting societal pressures to conform or weaken one's stance. He argued that society increasingly praises men who fit a more androgynous mold while treating strong, traditional masculinity as a threat, especially for black men. With these convictions in mind, Terrence's continued criticism of Diddy is now being seen in a new light. Some fans are piecing together his past comments, interpreting them as breadcrumbs that hinted at these explosive revelations all along. While many applaud Terrence for his courage and conviction, it's no surprise that Diddy's sons, Christian and Justin, aren't joining the standing ovation. In fact, they seem more incensed than ever. The clash between these two sides, Terrence and Katt versus the Combs family, is only getting more intense. drawing more eyes to an unfolding narrative of secrets, power plays, and a relentless pursuit of the truth. And when they say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, they mean it. The sons aren't just inheriting the attitude, they're now entangled in a web of serious accusations themselves. Take producer Lil Rod's lawsuit against Justin Combs. It's not just whispers anymore. The suit openly accuses Justin of engaging in some truly troubling activities. Among the allegations, soliciting underage girls, hiring sex workers for outrageous parties, and allegedly participating in what's been described as freak-offs. But it doesn't stop there. Lil Rod also claims Justin was neck-deep in Diddy's so-called substance game, with accusations that go beyond just partying too hard. According to the lawsuit, there's purportedly a mountain of evidence, hours upon hours of video and audio recordings. The accusations paint a picture of a RICO enterprise, with Diddy, Justin, and their circle allegedly involved in distributing substances, wielding firearms, arranging sketchy encounters, and exploiting creatives by forcing them to work without pay. It's the kind of underground operation that reads like a Hollywood thriller. If any of these allegations hold water, Justin's involvement is far from peripheral. The word is that he may have been helping Diddy cover up some dark deeds for years. Far from being just a daddy's boy, Justin's loyalty reportedly runs so deep it could be described as ride or die. And then there's the infamous DUI incident. At the time, the narrative was simple. Justin was just another wealthy kid living recklessly. But a different story has been circulating behind the scenes, that Diddy himself was actually behind the wheel, and Justin took the blame to shield his father. It sounds unbelievable until you factor in those persistent rumors of Diddy's cozy connections with certain law enforcement officials. Suddenly, it doesn't sound so far-fetched. This could also explain why Justin's mother, Misa Hilton, finally snapped on Diddy. She wasn't merely annoyed. She seemed to know something was deeply wrong. She publicly declared, "A fish rots from the head down," putting the blame squarely on Diddy's leadership. Misa didn't hold back, making it clear she was done pretending everything was fine. She went so far as to say, "If anything ever happened to my son, God forbid, what is anyone gonna say to me when we all know whose fault it would be?" It's not just Justin under the microscope, though. Christian Combs isn't exactly keeping a low profile either. Critics have been calling him out for the way he flaunts his girlfriend on social media, posting pictures that many claim blatantly objectify her. Once you see it, it's hard to unsee. But the controversy doesn't end there, and the allegations against the Combs family are piling up, suggesting a legacy of drama and dysfunction that goes way deeper than anyone realized. Christian is now grappling with some truly alarming allegations, as detailed in a lawsuit brought by Grace Omar Cake, a stewardess who says she experienced a terrifying encounter during a yacht trip just before New Year's 2023. The yacht, which Diddy had rented for what was supposed to be a family vacation, quickly turned from festive to a nightmare. Grace's story paints a chilling picture of that trip. Initially, the yacht was presented as a family-friendly escape on the water, but things allegedly took a dark turn the moment Christian, known publicly as King, arrived. According to Grace, his attention immediately honed in on her in a way that felt wrong. She claims he pressured her to drink, and the instant she took the shot, she felt uneasy, suspecting it might have been tampered with. Determined not to lose her footing, Grace stood her ground and rebuffed his advances when he tried to kiss and grope her. That's when, as she tells it, things escalated from uncomfortable to outright dangerous. As the confrontation became physical, Grace says she managed to wrestle free and get away. But her relief was short-lived. Christian allegedly cornered her again, this time ordering her back to work and demanding she find him a place to sleep. Fearful but with little choice, Grace led him to the yacht's theater room, hoping the situation would finally de-escalate. Instead, she claims things took a far darker turn. Once inside, according to Grace, Christian blocked the door, trapping her inside and leaving her feeling utterly helpless. The second encounter, Grace says, was far more harrowing than the first. She describes a moment of sheer panic as she realized just how bad the situation could get. Christian allegedly tried to force her into something against her will, but Grace fought back fiercely. In her court filings, she included photographs of bruises on her forearm, which she says were a direct result of that struggle. Grace's allegations paint a stark contrast to the glamorous image Christian often projects. While his public persona is that of a charismatic rising star, the details from this lawsuit portray a far more troubling side. one that has left Grace deeply shaken and seeking justice. As the case unfolds, Christian and his legal team will no doubt contest these allegations, but the incident has cast a shadow over his image and added another layer to the growing controversies surrounding the Combs family. Eventually, Grace managed to get away, but the emotional scars from that night remain. She says she's still haunted by the mental toll it took, and it's that kind of lingering trauma that sheds a light on why Justin and Christian would allegedly be so quick to target Terrence. It's no longer just about standing up for their father, it's about protecting their own image and trying to control the narrative. And this isn't even the first time they've allegedly gone after someone. Last year, rumors swirled that Justin and Christian tried to confront Ray J after he publicly called out Diddy's behavior. It wasn't a random feud. Ray J's criticism cut deeply because of their history. He and Diddy had been close, sharing stages, working on projects, and showing up at events together as if they were family. They seemed inseparable at the time, but things changed when Diddy's legal troubles began to mount. Initially, Ray J tried to stay neutral, keeping his head down as allegations and lawsuits piled up. But when a federal investigation came to light last April, his silence ended. The more lawsuits that surfaced, the more vocal Ray J became. He didn't just post the occasional vague comment, he went full force, dragging Diddy's name across social media with no filter. For Hollywood, this shift was seismic. A once loyal friend flipping to become a vocal critic was a major betrayal. And not just any betrayal, but one from someone deeply entrenched in Diddy's inner circle. When a close confidant starts calling you out publicly, it hits differently. The betrayal stung, and it seemed that the Combs brothers took it personally. Rumors of retaliation began to circulate, with talk of confrontations and attempts to shut Ray J down. This repeated pattern of alleged intimidation, whether it's toward Grace, Terrence, or even Ray J, has painted a troubling picture of how far the family might go to silence critics and protect their empire. The drama reached its peak around Halloween, when everything seemed primed for a confrontation. Ray J's earlier comments had already set off Diddy's sons, and by the time Tara-elect's Halloween bash rolled around, they were done keeping their cool. This was more than just simmering tension, it was an eruption waiting to happen. The party itself was packed with Hollywood's familiar faces, and Ray J showed up alongside Amber Rose and his manager, unaware of the storm brewing. Meanwhile, Quincy, Christian, and Justin Combs were already in the mix, their irritation barely hidden beneath the festive masks. At first, everything appeared chill. People mingled, drinks flowed, and the party played out like any other glitzy LA event. But as the crowd started to thin out, that's when the Combs brothers made their move. Witnesses say they cornered Ray J in the parking lot, and what happened next was anything but subtle. Voices were raised, faces were inches apart, and the tension became so thick you could almost touch it. Hazel E., who happened to be nearby, later described the scene as straight up volatile. She admitted she genuinely feared the situation could escalate to a level no one was ready for, potentially even involving firearms. Just as it seemed the night would spiral into outright violence, an unlikely hero emerged. Chris Brown, of all people, stepped out of his car, saw the chaos, and immediately intervened. He wasted no time, walking straight into the heart of the confrontation and playing peacemaker. The sight of Chris in the middle of the fray caught everyone off guard. He and Ray J's manager quickly worked together to defuse the situation, cooling things down before fists, or worse, could fly. It wasn't just a quick word. Chris took charge, making sure the growing fight stopped cold before it turned into a headline-grabbing disaster. That night, Ray J managed to walk away relatively unscathed, thanks in no small part to Chris Brown's surprising intervention. But according to Katt Williams, Terrence Howard might not be so lucky. Katt has been vocal about his belief that Diddy's sons aren't just upset, they're actively looking for revenge. He's painted a picture of Justin and Christian as two brothers on a mission, driven not only by their father's tarnished reputation, but also by their own growing frustrations. In Katt's eyes, this isn't just about Diddy anymore. It's personal for them, and they're ready to take matters into their own hands. The question now is how far they'll go. Katt's stark warning has left people wondering whether Terrence needs to be on high alert, because if Katt's right, Diddy's sons aren't messing around. This isn't just an impulsive burst of anger. It's deliberate, calculated, and dangerous. Terrence may need to watch his back at every turn,